Hi, Mrs. Franklin here. I hope you had a chance to read the book with Mrs. Fernanda, Miss Rumphius. It's one of my absolute favorite stories. I have two fun projects today, a painting project and a paper project that help you make the world just a little bit more beautiful. So let's get started with our first project. The first one's going to be a watercolor project. For that, we need a paintbrush, 2 paper towels, a bowl of water, not a cup, a bowl, something with a wide mouth, some watercolors. I have half of a sheet of watercolor paper here and a pencil so we can sign our name at the end. I'm going to put the pencil off to the side, open up our watercolors, and let's get started. So the first part we're going to do is we're going to make the stem for our lupine. Get some nice bright green here. I'm going to do the stem right down the middle, just down. As I press, I like to start with my brush light and then I press harder as my brush comes down, and that makes the stem get thicker as I go. I'm going to add a little bit more water. Now I'm going to make some leaves. To do the leaves, I'm going to make a dot where I want my leaves to stop. I'm going to start there. I'm going to pull down this way to the bottom, and I'm going to pull down out here to the bottom and around. Pick up some more water, some more paint. And we're going to paint down the branch leaves, filling those in nice and bold. We have one leaf now. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Start with the dot, come in and go around. I like to go in front of my first one. More paint. Go down and around and meet at the bottom. And we're going to fill it in nicely. Nice. I'm going to clean my brush and I'm going to get a different color green. There's a darker green as an option. You can mix it or you can just use what you have in your box. And I'm going to make some earth or some grass, whatever you think lives underneath your little flower. You could do a little grass like this. You want it to come up. Little bits of grass. I'm just touching my brush and kind of flicking it up as I go. Little touches and little flicks. Go all the way across, so you can just do a little or a lot. In some point a little this way, in some points a little that way. This grass grows however it kind of feels like. That's it. That's all I'm going to do with my brush today. What? But I forgot to paint the flower. We're going to use our finger to do the flower. I'm going to put my brush up here and I'm going to pick a color. I remember a lot of the lupines were nice blues. I'm going to pick a blue. I'm going to rub my finger in there until I get lots of paint on there. Rub it in. I'm going to start tapping. When it looks dried out, I'm going to get more and keep tapping. Sometimes you can get a few flowers out of it, a few little petals. Sometimes you need to go back more. I can go get more water, rub it in the paint, tap it out. Well, flowers are rarely just one color. A lot of times there's lights and darks of the same color. So I'm going to wash my finger in the paint and rub it on the paper towel that I have here so I don't move one color to the other color. I'm going to get more color, more water, and rub it in the dark blue. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Now I have a dark, dark blue. And tap that. That adds a little bit of shadows on our flower and just makes it a little bit more interesting. What do you think are 2 other colors that you could mix? Maybe you could do the red and the orange, or the orange and the yellow, or the pink and the white. Lots of options. Make your flowers whatever color you want your flowers to be. And that's it. That's our lupine. I'm going to sign my work. So you can leave your project just like this, or there's a few other options. I'm going to close my paint box and move it out of the way to show you a couple other options that we can have. I made two earlier where instead of doing just one, I did lots of little ones and I cut my paper in half the long way. Actually, I made two like this. I'm going to take them, I'm going to fold it in half. Watch this. I'm going to take it, I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to meet my corners. And I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to open it up. I'm going to do the same thing with my other one. I'm going to meet the corners, and I'm going to fold it in half. Now I'm going to do something strange. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to fold it, put it this way. And I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to put it this way. Almost so that the two open edges are touching. I'm going to meet them in the middle, and I'm going to get some tape. And I'm going to tape them together in the middle. It's okay if there's a little space, it probably will help a little bit. One piece of tape here, and I've got them lined up in the top and the bottom. And a piece of tape down here. Smooth that tape out. So now I've made one long piece of artwork. Because of the folds, it's zigzag now. So now you can stand it up. If you want, you can stretch it out longer, you can make it shorter. And you have a whole garden. Maybe you could hold it this way, and you can have characters, you can make it the backdrop for a play, you can put it in your window to show other people, and maybe help make the world just a little bit more beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this project. Now we're ready for project number 2. For this project, you're going to need 2 different color construction paper pieces. This one is cut in half, so it's 4.5 inches by 12 inches. And this one's cut into thirds, so it's 3 inches tall and 12 inches long. You need a pencil, a pair of scissors, some tape, something round. I used a marker, and you could possibly use a ruler. It's up to you. If you want the ruler, then this is what we'll use with it. We're going to put this off to the side for a moment and give us some space. We're going to come down. So there's about maybe 1/2 inch of space there, or 1 inch of space, kind of 3/4. Let's do 3/4 of an inch. And we're going to give ourselves just a light line. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just to give you a guide. And now we're going to use our scissors and we're going to cut. We're going to cut up to that line. We're going to stop at that line. Stop. Stop. And we're going to do this all the way down our colored piece of paper. I chose purple. You can choose whatever color you think you want your lupine to be. Take my time. I'm cutting a nice little fringe here. Can you see how it's going? And then you end up with all these lovely little fringes. You can do all kinds of fun things with these. Today, we're going to take it with the fringe down, and we're going to just gently bend it just a little bit. It's going to make all of these start to curl up a little bit. If you want, you can take a marker, and you can grab some of them You can roll them around them and roll them up the marker, and then they'll curl. Grab a few more, wrap them around the marker, and roll them up. It's hard to do a lot at the same time. You can do one at a time. You can even just use your fingers and roll them up yourself. Just roll them up and roll it up. So you use whatever tool you think works better. Maybe you just want to do 3 at a time or 2 at a time, and roll them up. You're trying to curl those little fringes and make them curl up and be fun. Put them across. Keep curling them. Keep moving. Silly paper. Stay still. There we go. Our last few. This takes a lot of patience, but it's going to look so fun at the end. There we go. Last few. Some of them get bent and you can straighten them back out. You can curve them around again. You can take your marker and stick it back in. You can roll it around, getting them more and more curled. Keep rolling it back and forth. It's almost like you want to curl back the other way, huh? So, now we have this. We're going to put this aside for a second. Next thing you know, we're going to take the green piece. We don't need the marker anymore. Don't need the pencil anymore. We will need our tape next. Now we're going to take the green piece and we're going to turn it so it's diagonal. And we're going to roll this too. Start by folding over a little bit and roll it into a nice long tube. When you're on the diagonal, it's going to roll up like this, and that means the paper is going to get taller and taller and taller. We're going to keep rolling it and rolling it and rolling it. So we have a nice long tube stretched out like this. I'm going to put a little piece of tape here to hold that from unrolling. Tape on there. I'm going to press it down. We have a wider end and a narrow end. Up at the narrow end, we're going to take our curls and we're going to add a piece of tape right here. Oh, sorry, the other way around. Put a little piece of tape right here, and we're going to attach it here, again at a bit of a diagonal. We're going to attach it to the top. We're going to use the tape to press it down. If the tape's left over, you can tuck it inside. And now we're going to roll this around. And I'm rolling at an angle, at a diagonal. It's not straight, it's going down. So it's spiraling down our green stem. All the way down, 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 down. And at the end, we're going to stop. Another piece of tape. Put it on the end and press it down nice and tight. You can leave it just like that. You can put it in a vase, whatever you think you'd like to do. You can also press this down flat and you can kind of bend it up at an angle and press that really tight. If you want, you can put a little piece of tape on here. And now that looks like a leaf. So here you have some nice construction paper lupine. You can take these, you can put them in a vase and decorate your house. Flowers that never fade. You can put them in the window, you can give them to a friend. But either way, they're really fun and they're kind of pretty and they help make the world a little bit more beautiful. So I hope you have a chance to do some art and enjoy some projects. And every piece of art helps make the world a little bit beautiful. And anytime you smile at a friend, and share your love, you make the world a little bit more beautiful. I hope you enjoyed the projects. Thank you. Bye.